The two grim statues in the sepulchre give you a foreboding sense. You are seeing an aura of minor transmutation magic on them, so whatever effect they produced must be something simple and of low power. You step forward, looking over the burial vaults set into the walls. The vault faces are inscribed with prayers to the four gods of the main pantheon of the land. Illis the Lantern, god of light and knowledge. Sortiza the Weaver, goddess of fate, travels, and the ocean. Morpheus the Dreamer, god of healing, dreams, and twilight. And Dionysus the Fury, god of battle, athleticism, and storms. The burial vaults have the names of those dearly departed whose bones are interred within. Two of them bear names that you recognize, Elena Corabella and Alana Corabella. These are the names of the eerie twins whose portrait you saw in the gallery. The girls were great-nieces of Zdravno, and they spoke from the painting, saying how much they had wanted to see the tower that their wizardly great-uncle was building, and that he said he was going to use their names as the password to enter it. You saw this tower as you had approached the castle. It was not far from the entrance. In fact, you suspect that one of the doors in the entry chamber leads to the tower, probably the iron door on the east side of the room. As you look over the vault seals, you examine them for any helpful clues. You do find something of note. One of the vault seals on the left side of the room looks as though it has been opened and shut many times. There is something slightly different about its construction. You put your ear to it and detect the faintest indication that there is a larger space beyond, not merely a burial vault. This must lead to a secret passage or a chamber of some sort, and you now suspect that the magic of the statues is made to open the way. It otherwise has no grip, it does not budge when you push it. There is no sign of any other mechanism to open it. You speak the names of the twins to the statues, just to rule that out, and indeed, nothing happens. You wonder what the two statues might require in order to open the secret door. The headless skeleton and the ghoul offer you no indication. You are still in pain, and you want to rest. As much as you hate the idea of burning several hours, you will be no good to Zdravno if you collapse dead from wounds the next time a threat harms you. You trudge back to the Great Hall. As always, Vlorgonthrix floats here, keeping his watch over this dwelling hall. You tell him of all that has transpired thus far, and ask if he has any guidance to provide.
I did not build this castle, and I keep only a few of its secrets. As you have proven yourself a true ally of Zdravno, I will tell you what I know. The other item you seek for the armory statue is the Master's Orb. Where he last put it, I cannot say. The twin girls you speak of died not long after my construction. They were sickly, pale things, and they were terrified of me, as all should be. The Master's family members and servants all left this place. I heard things here and there about this castle no longer being a safe place to dwell, but no one explained exactly why to me. They only said to be on the lookout for evil trespassers, which I always am. What an obvious thing to say.
You do not recall seeing the Master's Orb anywhere, and you make a mental note that you need it for the armory. You had considered heading back there and looking at the statue some more, but now that you know you need the orb, you dismiss the idea of merely poking around. You tell Vlorgonthrix that you are going to rest for a while, and you find a thick fur rug to lie down on. Lucia curls up next to you. Your body aches, especially where the imp had stung you. For a time, your mind will not calm down. Thoughts of all you have seen and experienced whirl through your head. Again and again, you run through bits and pieces of clues you have come across, wondering what they all could mean and what you might need to do next. Eventually, the exhaustion wins out and you fall asleep. You awaken with a jolt. Some dark dream had harried you in your sleep, but what it exactly was, you cannot remember. Feeling quite a bit better, you get up and prepare to continue your urgent task. You get something to eat from the kitchen, noting while you are in there that it is still dark outside. It must be very early in the morning. You lay out your divining cards, performing today's portent. The foretellings are both indicative of failures, which you plan to invoke against whatever dangers might try to do you in. As before, you guard yourself with a spell that functions as though a masterwork suit of light armor that weighs nothing. You want to have another look at the well in the wine cellar. You head back through the shadowy corridor, with Lucia trotting by your side, then turn to the west. The well is being overtaken from the inside by that same creeping ivy you have seen all over. Could it be the same parasitic plant that had infested the zombie in the cemetery? You ruffle it with your mage hand from a distance, and nothing happens. You approach the well, noting how it is a bit peculiar that the bucket is swaying on the rope when there is no wind here. You go to move the bucket aside to have a look down the well. When your fingers touch it, they adhere to an extremely sticky slime. In the very next instant, a mouth opens on the bucket, biting at you with sharp, monstrous fangs. The thing bites your arm, not only inflicting damage with its fangs, but also with a potent acidic saliva. Pain shoots through your limb, and you scream. You have been ambushed by some kind of awful camouflaging monster. You fear for your life. The creature's bite is extremely dangerous. You wrench and wriggle, straining to free yourself from the horrid stickiness of the thing's body. You nearly slip free, with strands of the goo stretching out thin, but right as you are to escape, the creature sticks more of its sappiness to your leg. It gnashes with its maw once again, and you call upon your portent, which has foretold this monster's inability to strike you in this moment. You evade the creature's bite with the help of your divination. Lucia comes near to hiss at the foul thing and to try to shred a strand of the stickiness with her claws. The bucket monster threatens her in return, and she shrinks back. You contort and twist, groaning at the desperate effort to free yourself from the adhesive bonds. It clings to you fiercely and bites once more. You call upon your second and final foretelling to ensure the wicked attack does not land. Again, the cat familiar hisses and swipes at the oozing thing that has taken the appearance of a bucket. The thing flinches, giving you a momentary advantage in your escape attempt. You pull yourself free and utter a quick word of arcane speed. You move to sprint away from the monster, and it swipes at you with a pseudopod of slime. You dodge the strike and bound out of the room, with Lucia by your side. Looking back, the bucket creature seems incredibly slow, and it does not give chase. You shoot a ray of frost at the thing, certain you could easily outmaneuver it with the expeditious retreat spell bolstering the speed of your steps. The thing's natural armor blocks the ray. It does not try to pursue you, and instead climbs into the well, out of sight. You wait for a couple of minutes, but the thing does not emerge.